All right, we're recording. So how are you going?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. A bit excited, but yeah, I'm
No,
good.
that's good. I've been wanting to interview you guys for months now, and now that
Yeah.
I have a page, yeah. No, it's good. I'm finally glad I get the opportunity. So thank you very much for it.
Sure, bro.
All right. So I think I should. So the first place I want to start is where did you guys get the name the Refugees? Where did that come from?
Yep. So when the band started, um, the the boys that were in the band, um, Nah, Morris and Matapa, they're from a church called the House of Refuge, and they weren't going to have a name. Like they wanted it just to be about our lead singer T. Like,
Yeah.
and so when they did it, I think they didn't have a name until they were about to go on stage. It just sort of came out because the church was called House of Refuge, so they just said, "Oh, call us the Refugees," sort of thing. So just to tie in with the church name. So and it just stuck. We started off as being T and the Refugees for a long time, um, because we saw it as well. T's the main singer; she writes all the songs and stuff. So T and the Refugees sounded kind of cool at the time. But yeah, now it's just the Refugees because Seuda, our lead singer, she got to a point where she felt like people weren't making an effort to even say her name. Like it was just T. So she wanted to be, her name to be recognized. Her name is Tuda, not T. So yeah, we cut it off, and she kind of felt a bit left out, like it was her and then the Refugees sort of thing. So yeah, so we just cut it down and just made it the Refugees. Seems a lot easier, but we still have a lot of people that remember us as T and the Refugees from a few years back. So yeah, that's where the name came from.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So okay. So next up, so when did you guys start coming together to make music? What year? When did you guys come together?
In 2013, Taruda was getting married, and she wanted to have a band at the wedding, but she didn't want to have any singers because she wanted the musicians to be like the spotlight, to get the spotlight. So it's about the music, not about whoever's singing. And so she asked the boys to get involved, and that was the first time they got together and made the band. And from there, they did like one practice, I think it was to learn a song that she had written for her husband to sing at the wedding. And the boys really clicked, and they sort of like, I think they realized that, hey, this is an opportunity for like we can make this a band, like not just for the wedding, we could do this from now on. So yeah, that's how they started. They got together for Tsuruda's wedding, and then from there a few opportunities opened up with a few sort of local performances, and yeah, that's where I came in a couple performances later, and a few of the other boys. So yeah, they started off 2013 at Tsuruda's wedding. They actually just celebrated their, yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah. Yeah. So are any of you guys related? Or no, just
yeah. So Tsuruda's my cousin on my Tokalawan side, but I'm pretty sure that the boys are related because they're Cook Island as well. So I think there's some family ties there, but even if we're not, yeah, we're pretty much family. So
no,
yeah,
I love the bond. I love the brotherhood. No, it's really good. Or sisterhood.
mm,
It's true.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
So
both ways.
yeah. Okay, so now to the music. So you guys send me two songs. You guys have two singles out at the moment, which I've been revising for this interview. So are you guys?
Yeah.
So when you guys came along, you decided to do a reggae, Cook Island, like New Zealand sunshine reggae type vibe. That was a decision amongst all of you to do
Yeah.
that?
So yeah. Well, I guess the music that we're playing is kind of based on what we grew up with. So all of us, we were all, we're from New Zealand, and now we've all, migrated over here to Melbourne, and there's definitely like a distinct sort of Kiwi flavor to how we play. With the reggae stuff, we were sort of, when I first started getting involved, we were opening for like reggae bands and stuff. And so, we play a bit of reggae and stuff, but we're not predominantly reggae. Like Tuda's voice is a soulful R&B voice. And the way that we play a lot of our chords and stuff, it's very sort of soulful, jazzy type chords, a lot of major sevenths and stuff like that. And so our sound is really based on what we grew up with. That those two singles that we have out now, on like Spotify and that, the song Wistina sort of got that real sunshine sort of vibe to it, and it's really sort of energetic, sort of bit of an island feel to it, which sort of would have came through like calypso type sound. That's how I'm trying to explain it. And then the sexy song is like just pure R&B, like covered in it. So yeah, that's sort of just, it's kind of based on what we grew up on. Like, and a lot of the other songs that we have, original music is based on that kind of stuff, what we grew up with.
Yeah. What's interesting, when I was listening to the song Stina, I was thinking to myself, wow, was this a song of the soundtrack Moana? The Disney movie. I was like, this sounds like a Moana soundtrack. Like, it sounded really nice and really, like you said, R&B type, like, but with a bit of reggae influence, sunshine reggae. That was good. I really liked it.
It gives you that sort of vibe, the sort of island life type of vibe, and it's definitely we could say it's definitely on purpose. Like when we wrote that song, it was sort of like based on energy and it's a song to Uda's daughter, her name is Stina. So we, it's sort of like we wanted to put a message to her and like make sure that she knows, So yeah, it's that kind of vibe, and it's always that kind of vibe on stage too when we jam it.
Yeah, and I'm curious, what came first in that song? Did you guys have the vocals ready first, or the instruments, or the melody first?
Okay, yeah. So with Stina, the story is we were practicing one time and sort of had a smoker break. The boys, when I had a smoke, come back, and this was when Childish Gambino's "This Is America" was out, and so I'm on the guitar. I'm trying to just fiddle around, play the guitar part. I couldn't quite get it because I'd only heard it a couple of times, and I was trying to play it, but I just had that sort of little guitar riff going. And I played it maybe a couple of times, and then Tuda said, "Hey, keep playing that," and she told me to keep playing it. So I gave it a go. We kept playing a bit, and she goes, "Oh yeah, keep going. I'm writing now." So she started writing based off their music. So we sort of had the music first, and then the lyrics came like sort of at the same time, really. And we we played along. We all sort of arranged it on the spot musically, and Tuda had a verse, chorus. I think she had 2 or 3 verses, and the chorus done within like 45 minutes.
Wow.
So like, yeah, it was, and that's probably why it's also a vibe too, because we remember that night and when we're playing it, like, and how much of a vibe that was, because it just came from a little bit of noise trying to play another song, and then we shaped it into what you hear now.
Yeah.
No,
that's really interesting. Cool. All right. So next up, is there anything you can tell me and the group about your upcoming first EP or album? What should we expect? Like, what kind of vibes? Similar vibes? Yeah.
Yeah. So we started working on that stuff last year. So there's 2 songs that we recorded, and the plan was to record, I think it's 5 or 6 songs, which pretty much what it is it's just our original songs that we have to date. And because we we'll play gigs, weddings, or wherever, and we'll play this. We'll put in original music here and there. People always come up to us, man, I want to hear that song. Like, where can I get that song? And it's like, well, I hope you recorded it on your phone because we don't have it up on Spotify or anything, you know. So there's been people that have recorded it and they've been listening to those phone recordings for years. But you know, we wanted to just get this music out there, so it's like we have another reggae song that's kind of smoother. Actually, we've got two reggae songs that are sort of smooth reggae. They're storytelling type songs. Tuda's a storyteller when she writes, and so we've got, there's a song called Running Low, and that's a reggae song. It's based on petrol prices, and at the time when she wrote it, New Zealand was seeing like $2 a litre for petrol sort of thing. So she used that as a analogy type thing to say that, you know, like there's times where we're running low and we need to be filled up. So there's that song, there's a reggae song, and then there's another one called More and More, which is also another reggae song. And we've been working on these tracks with a guy named Matt Baese, who's based in Canberra. So he came down for the last two tracks and he recorded our vocals and stuff. But yeah, we had a full timetable planned out, so that I think we had a date in May to have it all drop. But it obviously didn't work out with the way COVID is and stuff. And it's we want to get it out so that we can move forward. We want to get this music. This is like the first set of songs that music that we made. That's why we want to get it out there, because then from there we can make fresh stuff. And but with the songs that are coming out, there's like I said, storytelling in the songs, but really reggae vibe in these next couple of songs. There's another song, You Got Me, as well, that I forgot about, but we recorded that first and we just put it on like Triple J, the Unearthed website, and we just totally forgot about it. And that's more of a live recording feel. You can hear it like, but yeah, someone played it on the radio in Noosa up in Queensland, and that's when we remembered that we had it on there. So yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, we've got about six originals that we want to sort of get out and put it through.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. Do you guys have a name for the EP already decided, or?
Nah, we haven't got any sort of a lot of that stuff we sort of just do it like last minute. Like I guess we don't put in as much thought to it until it's like it's necessary. Like yeah. I guess it'll be like the day before we put it up online. What's the EP called? You know what I mean? Like yeah, it's, I guess it might have something to do with maybe how we started, or you know, like sort of volume 1 type of thing, you know, I don't know. Yeah.
So this might be too early to tell, but after this EP, have you guys discussed as a group what your next plans are for the future? Next album or next concerts or next thing?
Yeah, well, I think just the main, so our plan was get the EP done in May, like launch it here in Melbourne in May. And from there, try and hit other cities, you know, like we all got family in Sydney and Brisbane and, you know, all around Australia. So it was like, well, we can push to, you know, ride that wave of the release and see if we play some music up in other states and stuff like that. So, but sort of the main one that was locked in is that we just want to write and create more music. It's sort of like, yeah. So once it sounds a bit wrong, but like once we get this stuff out of the way, then we can sort of come up with a fresh batch of songs. Tuda, I know she has songs sitting in her head, and they're just waiting to, you know, for a moment for us to all get together and just, you know, like flesh it out. So yeah.
And do you guys think that you'll be sticking with the same sound you've been doing this whole time, or do you think you'll branch off into new, completely different genres or new variations of the genre?
Variation is a good word for it. I see that happening. We tend to gravitate to sounds like R&B and reggae, but over time the songs change as well, how we play it and stuff, or we'll add a certain element to it that makes it feel like a totally different genre. So yeah, like it's probably gonna be rooted in like R&B and maybe reggae or soul type music. But yeah, we hope to I mean, as a musician, you always want to be growing anyway, right? So we'll probably stretch it a bit, stretch those boundaries a bit. So yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you guys are still hungry. I'm glad that the COVID didn't defeat you and you've still got music coming. I love it. I love the hustle.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's been a long time, but we're still trying to get something done.
Nah, that's proof that you guys will make it far with that, determination and hustle. It's the early signs of it, and I know you guys are gonna make it, and I can't wait for the EP.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. So for this last little segment, is there anything or anyone that you want to shout out or promote or anything?
Well, I guess since I'm the only one on here, I'll shout out the band, the current members. Obviously, Tuira Manu, our lead singer. Our drummer Nga Mitua, he wish he could be here right now. Morris, our bass guitarist, and Frankie, our keyboard player. Yeah, shout out to those guys, but also shout out to like past members as well, guys that were there at the start. We had a guy, it was our bass player Tere. I think he's based in the Cook Islands now. I think he's back there. We had Teza, who was a backup singer, Terry, and also Matapa, who was a keyboard player. Like these guys really, they helped to set like our vibe. Like we tend to just come together and just jam, and like we might not play the song exactly how it is if we're doing a cover, like, but we will definitely create our own vibe with it, and these guys were definitely instrumental in doing that. Special shout outs to everybody that's bought our merchandise. We just did a t-shirt run for the first time, like, and we ended up we got them on the weekend. So I don't know if you can see this. It's a quick little, got some teas done. So I'm sort of in the middle of getting those sent out. But yeah, shout out to everyone that's and also actually a shout out to a guy named Soto. He put us on a lot in the early years. Whenever they had a gig, T Rhythm, whenever T Rhythm had a gig, he would always put us on as an opening act, and yeah, they're not running at the moment, but man, special shout out to Soto for always looking out for us and always giving us gigs. It was always good fun. But yeah, shout out to everyone, man. Shout out to everyone that's struggling with COVID. All the musicians out there that are missing being able to gig together and stuff, or even just go and support other musos. Like, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, well, one last thing I want to say is that I'm actually family friends with Saul.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, church friends. He, the LDS church. Me and him go to the same church.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I know his family very well.
Yeah, no, they're good people. Good people.
Yeah. Good family, a big family.
Yeah, very big family.
Yeah.
There always seems to be another brother that I'll meet at a gig, like.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of the family can come in.
Yeah, well, one of his brothers is in HB Boys.
Yeah, Tino's in there and they're killing it, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing good.
Proud of those boys, because like I've seen their stuff when they first started. And it was just like them freestyling in the car park, and it was like they had bars and stuff, but they didn't quite have the production side of it down yet. Then man, once they did, man, they just skyrocketed. But they always put on for where they're from and stuff, and that's cool. They represent very well. So
Yeah.
Shout out to the HP boys as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll love it. Yeah. So cool. So now we know about your future EP release. We know where it's going to head, and I'm definitely going to promote. So when you drop your new few singles, let me know, and then I'll post it on my group and get the hype train rolling for your new EP. Get everyone's attention.
Yes. Awesome, bro. Thanks for that. Big time.
Yeah.
Thanks for your platform too, bro.
Nah, it's all good. I wanted to interview you guys for ages, and now that I finally got it, I'm very happy that I get to promote you guys, and I'm sure everyone will love the singles because I'm going to post them. I'm going to post the singles on this interview so that people can check it out, and get them all excited for your EP.
I'm sorry that everyone had to settle for my face for this interview, but we couldn't get everyone here. But hey, this is the best you're going to get right now.
Oh, come on. You say yourself short.
I don't want to sound too cocky, you see, so I'll just leave it at that.
Well, no, it was a delight to have you, and thank you for taking time out.
Cheers, brother.
All right, have a good one. Enjoy your night.
Peace.